Hello, all you beautiful people. Today I'm discussing one of my favourite characters, probably second after Maxwell, Ms. Wickerbottom. She's a friendly old librarian who used to own a cat and self-publishes books containing satanic spells and things that humans aren't supposed to know. What a great grandma she'd make. So this video is going to be a bit different. Instead of just listing all of her abilities and downsides, I'll explain strategies, tips and tricks for playing as her. Right now I'll briefly go over her downsides, just so you know. Click here to skip to the actual video if you already know her downsides off by heart. Wickerbottom can't sleep. This means that you can't regain sanity loss from reading books as easily. Wicker also loses more sanity and gains less hunger and health from eating stale and spoiled foods. You can look at this picture here, I actually can't be bothered to read all that out. So now for tips and tricks, guides and strategies. The first and possibly the best of these is the synergy with the tentacle field trap. This set piece is excellent with Wickerbottom. If you have one in your world, you can use it to make infinite papyrus by harvesting the reeds, crafting papyrus, making applied horticulture, reading that near the reeds, and repeating. Infinite applied horticulture means infinite food. If you upkeep this cycle, your hunger becomes a non-issue. No matter how many people there are on the server, there'll pretty much be enough food for everyone. Except Wickerbottom. Infinite reeds also means for easy blow-dart farming. If you craft the Birds of the World book and use it in winter, then use a pan flute or sleepy time stories, then kill the birds, you can gain a ton of azure feathers. Click the card here to find out how to make a hound farm with a varg and burnt trees. Once you have infinite teeth, feathers and reeds, you can make infinite blow darts. These things deal a massive 100 damage each, and can be vomited out rapidly to kill pretty much anything reasonably quickly, except for the Fuel Weaver, Toadstool and maybe Dragonfly. The only problem with this elite strat is the tentacles. They're already quite annoying by themselves, but in this set piece, there's a lot of them. Luring hounds to them makes short work of the hounds extremely easily, but not of the tentacles so much. Luring Deerclops to them works on almost all the tentacles and kills Deerclops for you. Same with Beggar. If you collect the tentacles drops, you can use the tentacle spots to make on tentacles, the tentacle summoning book. The only other problem is getting the set piece to spawn. Personally, I just use the Setpiece Configuration Mod and turn the reed traps up to 1. It might seem like cheating, but honestly, it's much easier than constantly generating new worlds until you get one, as getting it is pure luck without the mod. The best way to make a tentacle defense near your base is to place grass walls in a 10x10 square. Attack all the walls with your fist to save durability. Use your fist by holding nothing in your hand slot and holding control on your keyboard. Once all the walls are just clumps of dirt on the ground, go into the middle of the field and read on tentacles as much as you like. The reason for the grass walls is to prevent the tentacles from appearing right next to you and attacking you. A tentacle field like this is perfect for defense against hounds and giants like Deerclops and Beggar. Once you hit the first summer, an ice flingo right in the center is a good idea to stop the grass walls burning. At any time you can walk into the middle of the grass and read some more tentacles. The tentacles spawn usually drop more tentacle spots than the ones required to make a book. Combined with the reed field trap, you pretty much have an infinite defense force of tentacles. In the early days of exploration, try and explore as much of the map as possible. Walk around the edges of the map until you've uncovered all the borders. This will take a while and don't go longer than day 10. If you do this, you'll hardly be left with enough time to prepare for winter. As you go, try and avoid making campfires. Use torches instead unless you desperately need to cook food. Travelling along like this might seem like a waste of time, but uncovering the map borders will save you a lot of time in the long run. Dig up saplings, berry bushes and grass tufts as you go. If you find beefalo, hang out there for a bit to collect some poop. You can also pick flowers along the way and let the petals rot to use as fertilizer for the berry bushes. Depending on where you make your base, grass tufts can be useful. If you're basing in a savannah, there's no point in making a grass tuft farm. Try and collect around 20 saplings and grass tufts and as many berry bushes as you can carry. If you come across guard pigs guarding resources, wait until the full moon to kill them. They will turn to werepigs, which are frankly much easier to kill than guard pigs. Wickerbottom is the best character for exploring the map in the early days, because she can make a shovel and backpack to help carry more stuff without needing a science machine. If you're playing as a team, get the Wickerbottom to do this, and the other team members to find a suitable base location and begin making and expanding the base. Other players can focus on collecting gears and winter clothing while you explore. Base location is so incredibly crucial. If you have your base in a bad location, you will certainly not last very long. First of all, the perfect base location is near a pig king, a desert, and the swamp. If you have all three of those locations near you, you'll have unlimited grass and twigs from the desert's tumbleweeds, gold and protection from the pig king, and if you have a reed trap set piece, food, protection, and reeds from the swamp. Obviously, it's quite rare to get all these things to spawn together, but if you can only get two near each other, good enough. The pig king's probably the least important of the three because you can still build your own pig houses and use tentacles in the swamp for protection. Bird farming with a pan flute or sleepy time stories is an easy way to gain heaps of meat and feathers. Using a pan flute or sleepy time stories is easier than laying down bird traps, which is kind of a dumb idea as you'll be wasting loads of silk. You could also set up a fire farm, but honestly I think this takes way too much time, effort, fuel, ice and gears. Using a pan flute or sleepy time stories is much cheaper and more efficient. Killing the birds by yourself will likely summon Krampus after a while, which you can use to your Krampus sack farming advantage. You can use this as a quick way to get some food in winter at the cost of some of your sanity. The end is nigh, no not nigh, can be read near WX78 to make it charge for ages. It'll go insane instantly, so be careful of that. Because being charged means you can't freeze, freezing becomes a non-issue when you're playing with Wickerbottom. Sleepy Time Stories is basically a budget pan flute. It's cheaper, but it makes you go insane. Just like budget food, am I right? Seriously though, 2 Nightmare Fuel and 2 Papyrus is pretty darn cheap. Even if you don't think it's cheap, it's still cheaper than a Mandrake, which are non-renewable. A little plant farm is an easy way to farm resources, or, if used differently, an easy way to farm leafy meat. The first method is more of a Wickerbottom thing, because the Applied Horticulture book helps greatly. First, plant grass tufts, berry bushes, or saplings around in rows. Make sure the turf underneath allows for eye-plant growth, which is every turf except man-made turfs, rocky and cave rocky turf, the fungal turfs, or desert turf. Place a lure plant bulb in the middle. When the eye plants grow, they will harvest all the plants for you. You can read Applied Horticulture to make the plants grow again and get the materials harvested twice. But keep in mind that any item stored inside the lure plant will be digested after 20 seconds. The second type of lure plant farm is less Wickerbottom specific, and can really be done as any character. Basically, it's just placing a lure plant, then digging up all the tiles around it and replacing them with tiles that don't allow eye plant growth. This way you can harvest a leafy meat that grows in the plant every 2 days. So a few days ago we made a school project about
drugs.
Click here to watch that on Flips Blaze's channel. Why is it on his channel and not on mine? Because he needs to upload. See yas.